The New York City Fire Department, New York City Police Department will do everything humanly possible to get in and try and rescue anybody that could potentially be pulled from the rubble. You at this point in time cannot abandon that, and this is an incredible group of people we have here in New York City Fire and Police, and recognizing that there's danger of additional collapse, they will do everything humanly possible to get in and try and rescue people from the debris.
You were the man we interviewed all the time out there with emergency management when something, be it a broken water main or something, obviously not of this magnitude. We've never seen this, Jerry, but now you're working private security. Right. Your thoughts just on when you got this news from the other side. You're on the other side today.
Sure. First of all, this is a devastating event, both for the city and for the nation. Working on terrorism as much as I do, we can never be 100% secure from terrorism. That's just the nature of our country. We have these liberties, and they're wonderful liberties, but these liberties also allow people to do things like this. And we had a very calculated attack on the United States today. It certainly is taking its toll both here and in Washington. But we've got, we heard President Bush earlier, there will be enormous federal response both here in the city and in Washington. And I'm confident that they will find the people that did this and react to it as well.
Jerry Howard, if you could just hang with us here. We appreciate your expertise on terrorism. And Cindy Shue's in our newsroom. Cindy, you have some updated information for us on what's needed and blood type as well.
Exactly. Dana, you'd been asking specific locations because a lot of people are coming out and giving blood. Specific locations in the city, the New York Blood Center at 310 East 67th. Again, 310 East 67th Street. Also at the New York Blood Services at 150 Amsterdam Avenue. 150 Amsterdam Avenue, and a third is the City Corp Center, and that's at 153 East 53rd. 153 East 53rd. Those are three locations. We're getting reports that Roosevelt Hospital, the lines are around that area 4 to 5 hours long of people wanting to donate blood. So, New Yorkers are really coming out for this, but they definitely need O-negative blood. And they're going to be needing blood for the next few days. The Red Cross is asking that you call 1-800-GIVE-LIFE. 1-800-GIVE-LIFE to find out where to give those donations. And then very quickly, I have a transit note. The Long Island Expressway westbound to New York City is being closed at exit 61 in Suffolk County. Suffolk police say no vehicles are being allowed on the LIE. Nassau County Police are also diverting all westbound traffic away from New York City. And police on Long Island say all schools, public buildings, and houses of worship have been put on heightened security. Dana, Ernie, back to you.
Cindy, thank you. New information continues to come in from CBS News saying that Pope John Paul II condemns the attack as unspeakable horror. That from the Vatican. Also, transportation-wise, in Rockland and Westchester counties, I-87 southbound is closed to all non-emergency traffic. Emergency and relief workers can go south from exit 8 into the city. And also, if you have emergency supplies and you want to help, you're asked to go to the Yonkers Raceway staging area at exit 6. This is much bigger than Lower Manhattan. Everyone coming together to help.
Absolutely. We want to talk about help that's being given to a number of people right now at St. Vincent's Hospital. Whitney Casey is standing by to give us the very latest as to what we have at this moment. Whitney.
That's right, Ernie. We've got about 209 people here. They say 18 in critical condition, and now 3 have died. But we'd like to talk with Officer. Come on over here, Tyrone. Now, you were down there. You brought, on that scooter over there, you were bringing supplies. You said that it is so dark and cloudy there that nobody is going to be able to find people right now until a lot of the dust clears.
Right. It's so dark down there. It's a dark day in Manhattan, on the lower end of Manhattan. It's a mess.
So that's probably why we haven't seen a lot of ambulance in the past couple of hours come here.
Yeah, it's a choking smoke down there. There's cars on fire. There's buildings flattened. It's just awful what I saw down there. I didn't see anybody alive.
Now, you said that you've also lost quite a few from your own precinct 60 possibly.
No, we don't. I don't want to say, but we still got a lot of guys that aren't accounted for. So, you know, it's a little frantic downtown when it first happened, so I can't comment on that.
What are the officers doing? How is that going? How are the NYPD handling that?
Very dark and somber downtown. The cops are just in shock. You could see they're also frightened. A plane went by a little while ago, and they just all stepped back, and, you know, everybody's on edge right now.
Thank you so much. Won't take up any more time. Get down there and help. Thank you so much. As you just heard, 209, but they expect a lot more as soon as the dust clears down there, because they said they can't even see where people are right now. He said it's like night and day. Here you can see your hand in front of you. Just a few blocks south in Lower Manhattan, you can't see anything. Right now, that number 209 here, 3 dead at St. Vincent's. Reporting live, Whitney Casey, CBS 2.
Thank you, Whitney. And the numbers, again, on the... we had clear numbers from American Airlines, for instance. 156 people lost their lives in those 2 airplanes, but injuries on the ground are still being counted, and we'll continue to give those to you as we learn them.
There was also a number, Dana, that was given out for people who did want information on those flights, friends, relatives. The number that we have is 1-800-932-8555. Those are for people who wanted to get some information. That was one number that was given to us. Another one up there from American Airlines, 1-800-245-0999. Jerry Hauer is back with us, former commissioner in New York City, a lot of experience working with situations like this. Jerry, as you look at the pictures, and we've talked about how this is just, you know, unprecedented, unbelievable. We can't find the words to describe it. In terms of preparation for something of this magnitude, it's almost impossible, isn't it?
It is difficult, but in a lot of our planning, we had put things in place like mutual aid agreements with New Jersey, Westchester, Suffolk, and Nassau County, and Connecticut to use ambulances and medical support in the event of a massive type of incident. Many of those mutual aid agreements are being activated now. There are ambulances coming from all over the region. Firefighters coming in from Jersey, police officers.
And the National Guard as well.
And the National Guard.
Now, they're involved in both security and also with damage control.
Well, they will assist the police department. They will assist with the search and rescue effort, because they have heavy equipment that can be used. The governor is using all necessary state resources to support the city. We have to realize that at the same time this is going on, the city still is functioning, and there are still the normal ambulance calls and the normal fires that go on around the city. So, you know, this is an incredible city. We've got the best fire department.
You're saying the system is working despite what's going on here.
Well, I believe the system is working, and I think it will work. It is. There is no question this is a taxing event for the city.
Have you been in touch with Mayor Giuliani? Were you trying to reach him?
I've been trying to reach him to see if there's anything I can do to assist based on my experience, and I will be talking with him.
You also have been on the telephone with officials in Washington, D.C., yes. and as we know, the Pentagon was hit there with a plane, of course, and then there have been other reports of fire at the Washington Mall. What have you been able to ascertain in your phone calls with Washington?
Right now, one of the most important things that's going on is ensuring that there is a continuity of government. As the President mentioned in his speech, they have evacuated the White House, the Pentagon, the State Department, and Capitol. Critical officials are being moved to locations, so that that's all part of the planning that goes on. And the President mentioned that in his speech because, in a sense, our country has been under attack today, and they've got to ensure that our government continues to function. And
excuse me for interrupting. Just something on the wire here that says a congressman says an apparently hijacked plane that crashed in Pennsylvania may have been headed for the presidential retreat at Camp David.
We've heard those reports on and off all day, and the FBI is still trying to ferret that out.
Wasn't there some question about that second plane that was either targeted for the Pentagon or Camp David.
Yes, and I think at this point in time, the information is just too sketchy. But we've heard that report all morning.
And we had heard that plane had been forced down by U.S. jets.
We had also heard earlier on that the plane had actually crashed at Camp David, which was inaccurate. So I think it's at this point in time premature to really judge what really went on with that.
Dana and I were talking earlier about the fact that it was 8 years ago that we were here on the air talking about the World Trade Center bombing. Incredible that this would be happening today.
Yeah, you know, it is incredible. This is the World Trade Center has always been one of the symbols of New York City, the symbols of the country.
Like the Statue of Liberty, like the Empire State Building.
And so it continues to, has always been a target, as has New York, as has Washington. So it's an extremely tragic, it's a horrific type of an event.
President Bush, I believe we have just received pictures, is on his way, again, traveling. And when this happened earlier today, he was in Florida, about to go to an elementary school now. You see him, Shreveport, Louisiana, from Florida to Louisiana, where he held a press conference there as he boarded Air Force One just moments ago. President Bush ordering a full-scale investigation to, quote, hunt down the folks who committed this act.